Shalom, this is Sister Jemima of the House of Jacob. I'm going to be showing you some recipes today that you can share with your family. If you want to learn how to cook something much more healthier, please try these recipes and share. Thank you. So the first recipe I'm going to share with you is how to make eggplant really delicious in a sandwich. You're going to take one eggplant, wash it off, and we're going to prep it. So we're going to cut it in slices. We're going to learn how to season this and put it on a piece of toast, and it tastes absolutely delicious. So I'm just inspecting the eggplant now, and I'm going to peel off the skin, then I'm going to inspect it again, and I'm going to slice it into different sections by just splitting it once down the middle and then cutting it side by side to get these nice little slices. See, that looks pretty good. I'm going to put it in a freezer bag because when I put the seasoning in it, the seasoning will be evenly distributed among all the slices. And this is a seasoning that I like to use. I like to use organic seasoning. You can pause the video and take a look at it. I got garlic, paprika, sea salt, olive oil spray, and so on. And I have a little spread I'm going to put on the toast before I lay the eggplant on it. So see, I put everything in here. I sprayed it with some olive oil and I shook it together, and then I put it in a toaster pan. You see my little toaster pan? I'm going to spray it with a little olive oil. And then I'm going to chop up a part of an onion. Then I'm going to cut it up into slices. And while that's doing it, I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on it. I got all this stuff from the supermarket. Put that back in the toaster eventually. Before I do that, I'm going to sprinkle the chopped onions all over the eggplant slices. Put that back in the toaster oven. That's a crown full toaster oven you can get online. And I'm gonna set it for 5 minutes at first. I like to check it every 5 minutes or so because it might overcook if I do 15 minutes at one time. So you didn't see it, but I just let it cook for 5 minutes. I pulled it out and I inspected it, and I put it back in the toaster for another 5 minutes or so. See, it's like a golden brown. Now, you may not believe this. As I'm going over this recipe with you, I can smell all the seasoning. So I laid the eggplant on there. As you can see, I spread some onions on there again. Then I took a few tablespoons of crushed tomatoes and put it on top of that eggplant. And now I'm going to cut up an avocado into slices and lay it on top. Put it in a toaster oven. See? I sprinkled some basil, Italian seasoning on top of the avocado and the eggplant. And now that's done. So let's go on to the zucchini one. So this is a zucchini. You could eat zucchini the same way. This is very similar to the other one we just made. You wash off one zucchini. And you're pretty much going to do the same thing. You're going to cut into slices like this. I'm just inspecting it. And I'm going to keep the skin on it. It's because there's nutrients in the skin. Sometimes I peel it off, but sometimes I like to keep it on because of the nutrients. So I'm just kind of laying it up so you can take a look at it. Then I'm going to put them in a toaster oven. And I'm just getting the toast ready right now. So I'm doing the same thing like with the eggplant recipe, just getting the sliced toast together. See, I'm going to put this spread on it. You didn't see that with the eggplant, but I did the same thing. And I'm spraying more zucchini because I'm just getting that ready. I'm going to put all that in the the bag and do the same thing like I did with the eggplant. See how the seasoning, I use the same exact seasoning you saw in the eggplant recipe. And I'm toasting it in the oven, inspecting it every 5 minutes or so. I didn't cook it no more than 10 minutes on 350 to 370. I laid some onions on top. Doesn't that look good? So I'm just inspecting it. And it's winding down, see 370, spraying a little oil. And I took it out, laid it on top of the toast. See? And then I'm gonna put crushed tomatoes on it. They're absolutely delicious. You can put marinara sauce on there too. I put a combination of both. Crushed tomatoes and marinara sauce on top of the zucchini. Doesn't that look good? Then I laid the sliced avocado on top of that. Avocado is very healthy for you. Tomatoes are good. The zucchini is great. That's on ancient grain breads. And here's the seasoning. You can see it. You can select whatever seasoning you like, but this is what I put in the recipe for the eggplant and the zucchini toast. And here's some benefits of eating zucchini. Now see, now I'm putting it in a toaster oven. And I'm going to toast it again, so it can toast and get well done. All right, so I'm going to set it again. I think I'm going to do this about 5 minutes intervals, and it should be ready in about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. But I'm going to check it out. So this is what it looks like after 5 minutes. So I think I should toast it longer because I want it to be a little crisp on the toast. See, that's another 5 minutes. And see what it looks like? I got a little rosemary on top of there, basil, Italian seasoning, a little bit of salt and pepper. I even mixed a little Parmesan in on the top. So see how golden brown it is? That actually tastes really good. My husband really liked that. So if you have guests over and you want a little idea, this is a nice one too. Yummy, yummy. That looks great. So I wasn't always a good cook. I had to learn from scratch like a lot of you sisters. And I'm still learning from other cooks I see online, or whatever recipes I can get. I'm reading somewhere out of a cookbook. But I got a lot better over the years. You can have this with pasta. This is the benefits of some nuts. This has nothing to do with the recipe, but I wanted to share this with you. All right, here's another recipe. Chickpeas. Now you can cook. You can have a 16-ounce can of chickpeas or pinto beans, black beans, kidney beans, whatever you want. But I picked chickpeas. Pinto beans are really good too. You can use butter beans, lima beans. So I just cooked these, but you can just buy the can in the store. Try to get everything organic. And now I'm just draining it because I'm going to make this a wrap. I'm going to put some relish on it. And I'm going to try to get the relish with no corn syrup. So I try to go to Whole Foods or another store that doesn't have it. I got some chopped red onions, some mayonnaise. And I'm mixing it all together. So that's mayonnaise, relish, red onions chopped up with the chickpeas. You could always put other things in it, like I'm sprinkling paprika on it. It depends on what you like. And I have a whole wheat wrap that I got. So here's a whole wheat wrap. You can toast it or not. And I put some kale on there, but you can put lettuce on there if you like. And then I just put the chickpea salad on top. put some tomatoes on it, and that's a quick wrap. If you don't really want to cook, you don't want to do anything, and you want to make a whole bunch of them and put them in a tray. And then, you can leave things like this out for the family. Sometimes they're hungry and they just want to munch on something. You learn how to leave things out so they can, the kid, when they get older, or as you get older, just keep learning the shapes of what nuts look like: walnuts, almonds, pecans, Brazilian nuts, macadamia nuts, all kind of things, so they can have fun with the nutcracker. And it's a way to decorate your house. When they're at the age where they're learning when they can eat nuts, they're learning the different shapes of them. You can always get the nuts already out of the shell, but it's really good to see the shapes of them when they're at that age. Of course, watch out with the little ones. Don't let them grab anything like this because they could choke on it. All right, here's my seasoning again. Proverbs chapter 6, verses 16 through 19. These 6 things doeth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verses 1 through 8. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So I'm going to show you a recipe where we're going to use Yoplait yogurt to make a parfait. And you don't need too many ingredients, just yogurt, some frozen fruit, granola, and nuts pretty much. So I'm going to use this little jar. This actually is a glass that I like to use to make parfaits. And I'm going to put the yogurt in first at the bottom. And then I'm going to add some frozen mixed fruit. You can let it thaw out if you like. I have some strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries in here. And you can let it thaw out first before you put it in the cup with the yogurt, or you can just let it thaw in the refrigerator like this. Then I'm going to add some granola to it. I like to get the organic one because of the ingredients. And I just lay that on top of the yogurt and fruit. Then I'm going to add some nuts to it. Although this has a variety of different nuts, I'm going to pick out the pecans and the almonds. I'm just going to lay it on top of the granola. You can get granola with nuts in it too, but I just happen to have a bag of nuts here. And I'm going to just use the pecans and the almonds. I'm going to stick it right on top of the granola to add some protein to it. And you can make a tray of these and it'll look just like this when you're finished, which is really pretty. So if you want to make a whole bunch of snacks, healthy snacks for the family, and leave it in the refrigerator, they can grab it at their own discretion. And then if you happen to be entertaining, you can just, lay it out like this and put a little mint leaf on top, and you're all set. So enjoy.